Dude, that's got to be a little bit awkward, though. You're pulling up to meet Travis Scott for like the first time, and he's like, did you come to my gig? And you're like,
Rahimovic in the building, and welcome to another episode of the Rondo. We got a very special guest in the building. Come on now, my brother from LAFC, Tim Tillman. Give him a round of applause real quick. How you doing today, my guy?
Thank you.
Bro, listen, to start off for today's episode, I'm wearing a judge outfit because we're about to put you on trial, my boy. So listen, we got 5 questions for you. Okay. You have one plead the fifth, so you could only skip one question. And if the question's not good enough, Tom's gonna be the lawyer here, and he's gonna make you elaborate on that question if you don't give a proper answer. Are you ready?
I hope so, yeah.
All right, my boy, order in the court, order in the court. First question, did you ever say no to MLS before accepting their offer from LAFC?
Yes, I did.
You said yeah?
I said no before, so that is...
Tell us how it happened. What's the backstory? Was this coming off of Bayern or at Gröther?
It was at Greuther Fürth after the Bundesliga year. Basically just 6 months before LAFC came, but still, yeah, I denied an offer there.
What made you kind of say no at the time?
It was a new team, I could say that. It was a new team.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't know what to expect from them, you know?
Yeah, bro. I think it's difficult when you're trying to navigate between MLS and Europe. What could be the next best option, Tom? What do you think as a lawyer, man? You got any questions you want for Tim?
Honestly, I think he smashed it in terms of the answer there. But one quick follow-up I would ask, though. Then why did you decide to move?
6 months later.
6 months later.
Yeah, because in Fürth, for me personally as a player, I had difficulties or more difficulties playing in the second division in Germany than playing in the first.
That's crazy.
Coming off that, it was just a no-brainer to go to LAFC then, you know?
Why was the second more difficult than the first, mate? Like, what was the difference? Is it physicality? Is it intensity? Or like what?
Yeah, the way of playing is just less technical, less tactical. Yeah. That doesn't suit me that well. Yeah, that's why it was more difficult for me to get a lot of minutes in the second league compared to the Bundesliga.
And then that LA sunshine came into the equation, bro.
Yeah, you can't say no to that. You can't say no to that. Next question. Timothy, does Travis Scott actually know about ball?
Yeah, I got to talk to him for a little bit, and yeah, he knows ball. He's a very entertaining guy. He just likes the challenge of making soccer bigger here in the US. I hope he will bring all the aura he has and all the energy he has on soccer fields too.
Okay, the lawyer's gonna need to know more about that, bro. Come on. Tell me what it's like hanging out with Trav. Like when you talk about football, what are the vibes like? I don't know, you said you might not have had tons of time with him, but tell us about the guy.
It was just sick, you know, like I said, so much aura, and the energy just changes when he's arriving, you know. It's like bringing so much to wherever or whatever place he goes to. It just changes, and it's crazy how he can impact people like that. It's just wild, unbelievable, and it's a real it's just a blessing or talent, you know, just to do that with people.
When you first went up to him, what was kind of like his first reactions when he met you? Like, was he just like, what's good? Like, where do you play at? Like, what were some of the questions he had for you?
Yeah, he was like, yo, did you watch the show last night? And I said, no, we had a game.
Dude, that's got to be a little bit awkward, though. You're pulling up to meet Travis Scott for like the first time, and he's like, did you come to my gig? And you're like,
Yeah, it was wild.
Next question. 2014 World Cup, US versus Germany in the group stage. Who were you rooting for at the time?
I plead the fifth here.
You plead the fifth there? I had a feeling. I had a feeling, but just know it's gonna get a little bit tough because you did lose your plead the fifth now.
I did, yeah, but I have to plead the fifth here.
When you got your first professional contract and having it be for a club like Bayern Munich, was it expected?
I would never say something like that is expected, but of course it's been a dream. Yeah, and when you're a young guy, when you're talented in youth, then you get to hear it from a lot of different people too. But actually making it there, and especially like staying on that level, is amazing, is a privilege. I hope I can do it as many years as possible. But yeah, like I said, it's never been expected, but it's always been a dream and something I always worked for and tried my best. Our mom always raised us that we don't expect things to happen We just need to do something for it. In the end, we got lucky, me and my brother. And yeah.
Both of you guys, bro.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. When you were leaving Gruther, who were the other clubs that were in contention to sign you?
Couple different teams. Yeah, some in the second Bundesliga in Germany, some in the Bundesliga in Germany. What really made me come here to the US was that I wanted to have a new challenge, not only as a player but also as a person. Because I felt like I needed to get out of my comfort zone, because I've always been close to my family and friends, and yeah, I just felt like I needed a different environment, you know. I didn't expect to go that far away from home, but yeah, it's still cool, and I really enjoy being here in LA now.
Last but not least, your last question as you're on trial.
And you cannot plead the fifth.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Do you think it's easier for a young American to play in Europe or an aging star to play in MLS?
Whoa.
Because we get a lot of like, look, for a young American guy, they say it's difficult over in Europe for Americans. Whereas over here in America, when they come over here, sometimes it doesn't work out because they don't expect the level to be as high.
Yeah.
So which one do you think is harder?
It's always harder as a young guy, you know, just to arrive, especially arrive in a different culture, arrive in a different place. So I think that would be more challenging than just being an aged star and coming to the MLS. But that's basically based on like experience and just knowledge of the game and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's because of the level, but just like I said, the experience makes a big difference here.
I got to follow up on that, bro. So you play with Olivier Giroud, right? He's won a World Cup. He's won stuff with Chelsea, Arsenal, wherever he's gone. What's it been like training and like being around him? Because he's a vet, and he's like a legend, probably a modern legend of the game, right?
Ollie is amazing. Is an amazing guy. I still remember meeting him for the first time at the facility. I was injured then, and he just came in to see the facility once. Yeah, talking to him was just incredible. You know, you feel like those guys are so far away from you, but they aren't. They're just human beings, you know, and they are so cool. And like I said, Ollie is a really nice guy, and hanging out with him on and off the field is just very nice. And yeah, then talking to him, learning from him, hearing things from him is always nice.
Playing with a guy of that class, obviously Olivier Giroud has scored goals everywhere he's went, but obviously in MLS he hasn't scored as much as he has typically in his career. Do you ever see him in the locker room like get angry at himself for not scoring yet, or does he add any pressure to himself? Because I feel like a lot of young players would do something like that.
It's not only in the locker room when he gets mad at himself for not scoring. It's every single time he misses a shot, he's so mad. You know, even in practice or wherever. Even if you play ping pong at the facility, he's getting mad if he does a mistake. And yeah, that's something we could all learn from, I think.
Who's the best ping pong player at LAFC, and why is it you?
Listen, I can't say me, but I'm top 3 for sure.
Top 3 for sure?
Maybe top, but I'm top 3 100%. Nathan Ordaz is very good.
Okay.
And Jeremy Ebobisi.
Oh, Jeremy Ebobisi, that's my dog.
Really?
Yeah, J-Bo's good. J-Bo's nice.
J-Bo's
nice. Now we have our final deliberations. You're not guilty, my boy. You're good. You gave some good explanations, bro. Well done.